the first time we spoke was on a Zoom call to get an introduction, and then we met like a week later in Milan.
It was very interesting when I received the invitation to do this with you, because I knew you through the platform of like Wanted and the lectures that you gave there. And I remember when I saw that publicity that they put there, it was like, oh, this girl is fun. I want to meet her. Seriously, yes. And then I received the invitation and it's like, okay, this is the universe. It's like put it together. Yes. So yes, and it's very interesting that not knowing each other and we're so similar.
I know.
It's so weird.
I know. It's crazy.
I love that. And then that first see each other through a screen.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your husband is Venezuelan.
That's right, yeah.
So you know kind of like where I came from.
I do know where you come from. I've been to Caracas, but I mean, I haven't been in a very, very long time, but I went when I first got married and went there, met all the family, and yeah, so, and the food is a part of like what I know, and yeah.
And color. It's the culture of like this abundance of things. It's
right.
It's very interesting.
Tropical kind of, it is. It's beautiful. I grew up in South Africa, so I also I know that tropical side of things as well, but I mean, not the culture is obviously completely different.
It's very interesting that coming from South Africa, I can see that expressed in your work and this abundance of things that for me, that's very hard to do, especially, and that's something that I really admire of what you do. It's the complexity of layers that things have. And then the sensitivity to color, and it feels natural, completely natural.
Well, that's what I was just about to say, doesn't it? Like, I think you're the same way, right? Like, if somebody opened a box of crayons to you and said, "Pick one," are you going to pick the beige one?
No.
Who would pick the beige one? Who would pick the beige one?
I can list a few people.
But then I always because for both of us, it's so intuitive to use color, right? I actually was when I started working and people said, "Oh, you love using color." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess I do." But why would you not? That's always what confuses me. If you can choose all these colors, why not?
I think it's beyond using color. It's the power and the saturation of the colors that we use that it's more impactful.
I think it's actually more interesting to talk about why you wouldn't use
Exactly.
color, or why you would be afraid of that, or whether you think it's daring, or...
I doubt of people that think that color is, you need to treat it with care. It's like, no, it's there. It's there for you to enjoy. Like what's this issue with people not wanting to be happy, right?
Oh, I know.
It's like, why are you restraining yourself to be happy or be surrounded by happy things?
Well, I think that's also because the way that we both work is that it's not I think we really work from our soul in a way, and that it encompasses, your work kind of encompasses everything about you, like your personality, your joyfulness, your attitude towards life, your whatever it is, right? So that just gets seeped into what we do. It's harder to pick it apart because it's almost just a flow of all of these different things, all these senses, all these experiences, all these emotions, all this, everything is just it just goes into that. And so, I mean, I think it's really interesting to see people who can do these beautiful beige rooms and then do a lot of, make them super interesting and really beautiful. I think that's also really gorgeous, I don't think that's boring.
No, I agree.
I think it's very
There is a
subtle.
talent. There is a talent to do that I don't have. And believe me, I tried to do beige, it's also a color. It's not the one that I use. But it's also a color, so let's give it a try. I ended up like doing like black and beige and white. And it's like
graphic.
super bold.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna give it like just like
I know.
the like. We have a saying in Venezuela that it's like, maybe you know that there is nothing more bland than a yuca ice cream. Imagine like a potato ice cream.
Cardboard,
like
yeah.
It's
Okay,
so
no
beige
yuca ice
feels like
creams.
that. Beige feels like that to
Is
me.
there ice cream here? This is the second time we've talked about
Yes,
ice cream
maybe,
today.
yeah.
I think I need an ice cream.
Maybe it's Italy that it's still.
Okay, no more talking about ice cream, please. I'm now craving ice cream. It is very funny that we were put together.
I'm actually pretty amazed of how connected I feel with you, and I feel like it's the.
Are you falling in love with me?
Nah.
Because you know, I am married to a Venezuelan man. Yeah, you know, it's so interesting. Where do you get your inspiration from? I mean, isn't that a question that you get asked all the time?
I do, and it depends. It's so random where I get inspiration from. Could be a city. It could be a whatever color of the sunset. It could be I don't know, a kid playing. It could be my own memories. Like getting back to the certain notions of ideas or memories that I have. That's always a super hard question to answer because it's so variable. You can get inspiration just from red, and then out of there you just build up a full experience. There's no a single thing, and it's very hard when you end up a project to write that blurb in just like 2-3 lines of like, what's this idea? It's like, oh my God, it's inspired by all of this, all together. It's very particular, at least in my case. I don't know yours.
Well, I think for me, I would agree with you on the first part. Like, I can get very excited by seeing like some, piece of like a rubber band or a top of a soda bottle or something like on the street, or something about like a dandelion coming out of, a crevice on concrete, and it's funny things. It can be like the juxtaposition of a rug next to a post somewhere, like totally random. So I feel like I'm just collecting stuff, images all the time, and then photographing those moments. They're never great photographs, but it's just for
it's like collecting.
It's
like collecting.
It's like a scrapbook, right? Yeah. And so that I agree with. But I think for my process of design, I have a very, very short attention span, and it's only getting shorter. So, which is not a good thing. I think I drive everybody in my studio completely crazy. So it's really good for me to tell stories. So I create stories about everything. That is the main way for me to also make sure that all my work is fresh and different, because nobody has the same story. So it's, when I'm designing interiors, it's the story of the house, the history of the house, where it is, mixed in with the clients, where they're from, what they love, whatever stuff I can pull about them. And then it's, color driven as well. So the color palette is a story. And then it's also maybe about more maybe specific about design styles through the ages. And so collecting those. And then putting that all together, I feel like allows me to keep on referencing those things and pulling from somewhere instead of just, it's too big for me. I get overwhelmed quickly. So reducing that, and then I know I can pull from here and pull from here and pull from here, and just by creating those different buckets that we pull from, that it's going to be like super unique, because I wouldn't have created those buckets for anybody else, just that client or just this project. And so that that's a very effective way that I have, through the years, been able to sort of figure out where inspiration comes from. And
it's very interesting that you mentioned the process itself, because in our studio, because we do so many different things, it's
multidisciplinary.
It's not like an architecture or interior or product or graphic thing. It's all together. I have and even have like musicians in the studio. I apply something that I do in my daily life. That it's I meditate a lot, and I think that helps me being like grounded. And
I need to meditate a whole lot more than I do.
and connect to something. And one of the ways that I get connected to that kid that has fun all the time and that you can see on the projects, it's drawing in the mornings. And I have a daily meditation. So every morning I do a drawing in the morning.
Did you do it this morning?
Yes, I have it there. I will show you later.
I need proof that you did it this morning.
Yes. And the fun thing is that because in my daily life, I'm always solving things. In my mind, it's always like solving an issue or it's a relationship or whatever, right? There, it's a moment of like the toughest decision, it's which color should I get? That's it. And then I start drawing and then things started to unfold.
Yeah.
And that's what I apply to my studio work. So what's the biggest decision? Let's grab a color and then we take it from there.
I think maybe it's a combination of not losing that spontaneity.
Yes.
Like you've got to have that spontaneity. I was born in the Netherlands and I definitely have that Dutch DNA. My parents, we always spoke Dutch at home, ate Dutch food even when I was growing up in South Africa, but then going back to the Netherlands, I got to discover it again as an adult and kind of understand more of, why I am the way that I am. And I definitely have OCD, but I am not regimented at all. Like my husband could cut a path in the rug because he does the same thing every single day. I'm like, it used to drive me crazy. Now I'm just like, I wish I could be more like that. Yeah. Every single day I wake up, it's a different thing. I have no sense of routine, no sense of schedule. I'm just, and the older I get, the worse I get. So I don't even know what I'm going to be like in 10 years from now.
Or the true you get. The older you get, the true to yourself you get.
Oh, God, that's true. That's true. I know a whole lot more about myself than I did. None of it makes any sense at all. Would you have imagined that, like, if you had gone back, like, I don't know, 20 years or 15 years, would you have imagined that you would have a studio in New York City?
At all. No. No.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
At all! I never planned to move here. I came here because there was a show that I was part of at the Met Museum about Latin American design in 2014. And I came for 2 weeks only with 2 suitcases for the opening of the show. And then we have like a couple of lectures and that's it. And I have like a very, very successful studio in Caracas with tons of projects and things were moving on. And the day that I arrived here, I received an email from a German company that I work with, that they launched my first international product, actually, a Coziol, it's a brand. And they just sent me an email of like, okay, congratulations, you won the German Design Award with a special mention. So we want you here to receive the award in Frankfurt. From where do we get you the ticket? And that was like the award ceremony was like in the end of January, and the show opening here was in November. My family lives in Seattle, so it's like, okay, Thanksgiving, like Christmas situation. I didn't like thought out anything. It's just buy it from New York.
Well, you know what it is? Like, I think like New York is that, like, can't make up the stuff that's going to happen because it's not going to be nearly as good as the real stuff that actually happens. Like,
exactly,
the people that you meet and the opportunities, and like, it makes you not, it's almost not smart to plan in a way, because you can't, you just, it's just such a magical kind of place where so much happens and you meet so many people and it's so organic. It's not like you're searching out for something in particular. It's just being at the right place at the right time with the right people, and just being yourself. And
bravo. That's the key, I feel. New York accepts you if you're yourself. Mm-hmm. You're trying to be somebody else. Mm-mm. You don't belong here. Yeah.
I like LA. I don't know why I said that. Sorry,
Rewind.
LA.
Delete.
I'll probably cut this out anyway.
Tell me about what are you currently doing? Like how all of these past experiences lead you to this moment, and what's coming?
I mean, you really do this, but I've always said, like, I'm a designer. Like, I'll throw anything at me that's something that I've never done before, or that's actually intriguing to me, where some people would say, oh no, I can't do it, I've never done it before. I kind of enjoy like the challenge of doing something that I've never done before, because you kind of bring something new to it that you don't follow a usual path, where residential design was always something that has always been a constant. And at times I've thought, oh, I really want to do more commercial stuff or hospitality, only to come back to knowing that I really, really love residential design. I love it. And I think what's exciting now is that I am so freaking lucky to have such incredible clients. I have great relationships with my clients. You know, some are more formal and some are super casual. And I've been working with some of my clients for 25 years, wow. 20 years. I'm working on, I've done so many projects for them. I know them so well. We know the process. We are kind of like, we have houses everywhere that we're doing, in Kiowa Island, in South Carolina. I moved upstate as well. So I spent half my time upstate in Tivoli and half my time down here. But an incredible project we're working on is Eleanor Roosevelt's childhood home.
Amazing.
Yeah. So she grew up with her grandmother in this really beautiful house right on the Hudson. And my oldest client, who is also a super close friend, and I adore her, she bought the house. And so it's been renovated. I am not a traditional designer. There's nothing traditional.
Really?
Really? But
talk about that.
Yeah. So the architect on it is very traditional, and I am so, I'm working on a lot of traditional houses now, but I mean, my interiors will not be traditional, but it's paying homage to that is really important to me, and I'm excited by it because it's my way of respecting traditional houses and still, living in the year we're living now and with everything. So that's like a story for me. I think the highlight of my work right now is just how amazing my clients are.
I totally agree with you. That's what I feel so proud of in my case.
So what are you working on?
There's a lot of, as I said before, there's so many things in so many disciplines that we work on. From a product collection that will be launched in Asia, things here in US, and I like to say that it's like north and south, east and west.
Well, are you going to tell me what it is?
It's one of these like global projects. It's the creative direction of a saint, which is Madre Carmen from Venezuela. It's very weird. It's a very weird project because I was approached by the congregation and the family of this saint that's now officially proclaimed a saint. And I've been working on this for like 5 years, three something. It's been a really crazy project because how a designer ended up doing this thing for a saint. It's the first saint of Venezuela, first female saint of Venezuela. And it has been such an amazing project because it's not a branding exercise, it's an experience exercise. It's
God, I just love this. This is like almost like some very, 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 very clever professor at some design school would come up with the most amazing project that you would never ever get. And like this project for you will start making you think a certain way.
Of course.
And you'll bring that to your next project that you do,
Yes.
and your next project, and you keep on building on all these things, right?
Yes,
like
absolutely.
It's a way of thinking, it's a way of discovery, it's a way of researching something and then seeing how that information, you turn that into visuals or
Yes.
like...
The common thread on all of these past projects is that they were a statement of their time, with built and designed with technologies of their period. So we are using our technology at this time to whatever we are doing with a very contemporary take.
So cool. You know, I think it's hard to figure out what is happening in design or what's next or in the world that we live in today, because there's so much going on.
Yes.
There's so many aspects of it, and there's so much that almost I feel like I've just got to look to myself and see. I can't even fathom what's going on because it's too much. It's too big. It's too. You can't wrap your hands around it, and nor should you be able to. I think that there's also different generations of designers, people who are starting out that are still discovering in the world that we live in today, and people who've been around for a bit longer who are rediscovering themselves or discovering themselves, you know, in a more sort of mature way and understand. You know, I think life is such a path and such a journey that. Everything, I guess that's very abstract too. Like, is there going to be an answer? No, there isn't an answer. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening in my own world. Yeah, I think the world is a very, very, very complicated place, personally.
Yes.
And I'm a very optimistic person. I need to be more introspective and understand what I am or what my process is. And I do think we have a great deal of this world is too hard to control. What we can do in our little pockets of the creative world that we work in, I think that we can make that a good place, or
Yes.
like your relationship with your clients, or this exciting project that you're working on. I think if the people that work with us, if we can control that and make that a better environment and a great environment and a productive and positive experience, that I think we're part of what is the design world is, you know, in our little tiny way.
I totally agree, and I would not reduce that to our little tiny square that we're sitting on. I think that has more powerful repercussions than a great object out or a great space. I think there's a lot of things out that shouldn't be there.
And there's a lot of stuff that's amazing.
Exactly, and I feel that's I have the certainty that our community, what they're doing right now, what we are all doing, it's to be more purposeful what we do. And
Yeah.
and it's not just, oh, the space needs to function. No, it's like, what are we doing as humans to make this thing be more like long lasting?
Yeah. So we finally agree with each other.
Yes.
At the very end of this. Well, you know where we will see each other again?
At ICFF.
Which
Yes.
is amazing. I mean, it's a great time for all of us to get together and celebrate and see new things. And, it's springtime, super positive.
Preaching to the choir here, because I'm part of that fantastic team, and I'm very, very honored to be able to share with Claire and Odile this stubbornness, because it's a stubborn thing of like, keep betting on building out a platform for the community to get together, to connect, because we all believe that once again, the design world, it's about the connections and what happens with that. Because of the scale of the show, it feels like a community. And because of the energy that we are putting for months into building this show, you can see that. Mm-hmm. You can see that people, exhibitors that come year after year after year, they feel that we all belong here.
Well, we do all belong here. And
yes.
I think it should be also a welcoming place for new people to come and
of course
feel like they belong here. That was a very hard thing for me when I first came to New York, feeling like I belonged. It took a long time because I didn't have a community. And then, getting pulled into a community was huge, and making, and I think we need to remember that and invite people into the community, new people or people from different point of view.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be able to share this with you, not knowing each other.
I know, it's crazy.
It's borderline emotional, because it's fun that we have so many things in common, and we're so completely different.
Right.
And we celebrate each other's differences.
Yeah.
And we celebrate each other's overlaps and like passions. I'm very happy to share this first episode with you.
Interesting too that we come from different parts of the world. Of course, our commonality is New York, which 5 weeks or 6 weeks ago we didn't even know each other.
Yes.
We didn't even know we existed on this earth.
Correct.
And here we are, best buds.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's just been such a love, and that laugh is so infectious, and it's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.